Saturday, May 18, 2013. This is Mercedes Diesel Guy, and this is my 1991 Volkswagen Vanagon. Continuing with the head gasket job today. I'm actually glad I spent time during the evenings this past week working on it, because I'm so much further ahead now. The head itself is pretty much ready to go in. Of course, I have other stuff to do on the engine itself. I wiped all the mounting surfaces down with mineral spirits, and I think I can still feel a little bit of dust on here, so I'm going to go over this another one or two times here. This, of course, being, I think, the most critical junction. Once this is wiped down, I'm going to put this in a plastic bag to seal it off from any further dust while I work on the engine block side of things. So I'll show you what I'm going to do from here. Now I'm going to start on the engine side of things. The first thing I'm actually going to try to do is replace the rubber sealing rings at the bottom of the cylinders where they meet the block. From what I hear, you want to pull the cylinder up carefully until you can see the piston wrist pin, but no further than that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and because basically what you don't want to do is pull the cylinder off so far that the rings come out, because then you have a real real situation you need to deal with. So okay, now that the engine's rotated, I've got the cylinder out. And I've been working here for a few minutes, and of course I was puzzled at first because I couldn't see the O-ring. And finally I got in here with the flashlight, and it actually seals. You see this lip here on the cylinder? There's actually a groove at the bottom of that lip, and the rubber O-ring sits in there. Basically, I'm going to want to get it around the cylinder and out, and then grease the new one. Get it around the cylinder and in. At which point I can do the outer O-ring, the green one here, and then I'll move on to this cylinder. So here are the two old ones. This is the black one, and like I said, it was still amazingly pliable and flexible. And this, on the other hand, was the outer one, the green one, and this just snapped as I was trying to get it out. And you can see it dangling here. It actually, on film, looks a little more flexible than it actually is. These here, you 100% absolutely probably will need to replace. They're just this one just aged a lot worse than the inner one. And the next thing I do before I proceed any further is actually I'm going to clean up the surface of the block a bit. More or less, I just want as clean as possible surfaces before I start putting this all back together. So the online information I'm reading says to use this stuff here, Permatex The Right Stuff, as the new sealant for the water jacket gasket and pretty much everything else to the block. Now, okay, I'm ready to start putting everything back together now. Push rod tubes are pre-tensioned, and I'm about to install the new seals. Like I said, also I have installed the new aluminum rings here, and they're just held in place with a little bit of grease. Got the sealant into the rubber lip gasket here, and installed that onto the engine. Once that was on, I put sealant on the head side of the rubber lip gasket, and then slid the cylinder head as far as I could into place by hand. Then I got the nuts, which I'd cleaned up, and you can see this yellow stuff right here. That is actually the cap nut sealant. I put sealant on those nuts, and I started threading them in by hand in the proper sequence, and then I tightened the cylinder head down. Okay, here's my stopping point for today. It was a very good day. I have the cylinder head back on. Hopefully I did everything right, and everything will be good for a while. So, thanks for watching.